Hi. Hi, Harsh.
Hi, Ash. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. Hello, everyone.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, cool. Uh, we'll just wait 1 minute. We'll wait for everyone to just join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. So, have you been passing time in lockdown?
I mean, I've just been preparing myself. Nothing much that I can do racing hasn't started yet. So I've just been working out at home and following my diet and stuff like that. Just strictly. So, yeah.
Nice bunch of trophies in the back.
Thanks. Thank you.
I don't know, we met last year at the Lakshmi.
Lakshya's event. Yeah. I remember I met you and Avinash and all of.
That's when we finally finished and we just had to do something to make it.
Yeah.
So, you want to start? Are you ready? Can you start?
Yeah, I'm
People
ready.
start joining.
One second. I'll just increase
Yeah,
the volume.
yeah, sure, sure. Let me know when you're ready. We can start.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Hi Yash, and on
Right.
behalf of sportEDindia, I'd like to welcome you to our third episode of Locker Room Chat, which is a talk show with budding athletes who are excellent in the country and who are looking to make their dreams big in the field of sports.
Yeah.
So to everyone, whoever has who does not know Yash, I'll just give you a brief about him. So Yash is currently, he's currently a Formula 4 driver who represented India and who in secured two international podiums. And that is something that's very great. He's also the first athlete from motorsport to be the recipient of the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar from the President of India. So congrats, Yash, on that.
Thank you. Thank
And
you so
most
much.
importantly, in a career that has spanned about just 8 years, Yash has only won 65 race podium and along with 13 championship titles. So, that just goes to show that he is probably India's future Formula One champion, and hopefully we can see you, winning the World Drivers' Championship very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So we just want to start straight away that there are a lot of conventional sports out there today. So really, why did you choose racing? Why over the other popular sports that are there in our country today?
So, motorsport, because it's always been my passion for cars and for speed. And this passion has started ever since the early age in my life. And cars and anything with an engine and wheels is basically something that has always interested me ever since childhood as a kid. And
Right.
ever since then, I've always wanted to be a Formula One world champion, and it's always been my dream. So, and going fast really makes me feel good. So that passion that was always there in me to be, something to do with cars, with an engine,
Right.
with wheels. So, and going fast, of course, that's what made me feel great, and that's why motorsport. And that's just been my passion ever since my childhood till date, and will be forever, I guess.
That's great. That's great. So, obviously getting into motorsports requires immense support. It's not a very popular sport that is looked at in India today. So,
Yeah.
your family, parents must be everything. So, how was the support from your family? And, especially we know that your father has played a big role in your career till now. So, how has been the support from them?
My family has always been very supportive, and most of the credit goes to my family
Right.
for firstly identifying my talent and supporting my dream at such an early age, at such a young age.
Right.
And they have played a very big role in my motorsport career. And I can't express how thankful I am to them, because ever since day one, my dad believed that what he's talking made sense, and he said, "Okay, let me give my son a chance to prove himself." And I would like to thank him for giving me that opportunity to start off and prove myself that I could do it. And they have played a very big role in my motorsport career, especially my dad, who has a never die attitude. and has
Right.
always helped me raise funds, make the right choices, decisions in terms of my mentors, championships, and teams. So yeah, I
Right.
can't thank them enough for all the support they have given me, and still continue to do so to achieve my dream.
Right. Right. I think a lot of other parents should take a lot of things from your dad, because today a lot of people aren't really into their child wanting to take up sports professionally.
Yeah.
Because when you tell them that Arey, I want to take up sports, they're like, okay, you better study because that's a better career out there. So I
Yeah, I
think that's
mean,
a great.
I think the parents have to first believe in their children and give them a chance to prove themselves, and I think that's our opportunity to prove ourselves to our parents.
Absolutely, I agree for the same. You've won 13 championship titles. That's remarkable. So
Yeah.
which one stands out for you? Among all the 13, was it the first one, or was it something in the middle that really stood out for you?
Out of all the championships that I've won, the most special one is the 2013 National Kart Open Championship because
Right,
that was the first championship I ever won. And it made me feel so confident, like a lot more confident than I ever was.
right,
And it was the first time I ever tasted the win and the success. And it
right,
was the best feeling in the world. And so I would say the championship win, which was the most important to me, was the first championship that I'd ever
right,
won. That was the 2013 National Kart Open Championship. And
right,
all the other champions too, because every single championship is very important. And I give it my everything to win every single
right,
race, including, practice sessions. It's always um, there within myself that I want to top the charts. And yeah, so yeah, all the championships.
right. So that we're talking about, if you're talking about your first championship, so how was it winning your first ever podium? I think that must have been very special too.
Yeah, my first ever race win made me want to keep winning races every single time because after I won my first race, the celebration and the happiness and the feeling of that win is just perfect. I cannot put into words how amazing it feels to win any race. And
Right,
as when you are racing, you race to win, and
absolutely,
every single race that you race, you have an aim in your mind. Like for example, I'm starting in the mid pack. My aim is to win, get in front. Let's say it's a heat. I want to get in front to make myself in a position to fight for the win in the finals.
right,
So it's always like that in go karts, but in race cars, it's different. In Formula 4, you get a podium for each race. So you race to win every single race. And yeah, nothing feels better than, having a race win.
right, right, absolutely.
One
Yeah,
second, let me, I'll just
yeah,
increase
so,
it.
yeah, sure, sure.
You're slightly not audible.
Okay, you want to do 1 second. Is it better now?
Yeah,
Better, yeah.
yeah,
So, so yeah, talking about your Formula 4 debut, you made your debut last year in 2019,
yeah.
and you won two international podiums. So, how did that debut happen? Was it something that you knew was happening, was coming your way, or did it just happen out of surprise?
Well, it in 2019, I did my debut in the Formula 4 Southeast Asia Championship, which was
Right,
held across Southeast Asia. And
right,
as a part of my progression plan, like
right,
I started go-karting in micro, won the championship. Then I moved to race in Asia in 2014 in
right,
go-karts, and in Europe in 2015, same in
right,
go-karts. And then I did go-karting in the junior category and races in Portugal in 2016. In 2017, I moved to the Indian Formula 4, and in
right.
2018, I progressed to the MRF 1600 and the Formula BMW. And
That,
in 2019, I did the F4 Southeast Asia, and I think it was an opportunity which was provided to me by my supporters, that is my sponsors, and
right.
as a progression plan, I think it was the right step to take at that point. And yeah,
Right. So how was it there? How was your experience there? I mean, the competition must have been
I mean,
different, the
so
other drivers.
yeah, so basically, I have driven the Indian Formula 4 before I went there, and also, of course, my racecraft mentorship by Akbar Ibrahim has always
Yeah, yeah,
helped me, which is, from the basics. That is, when you lay a strong foundation by go-karts.
right.
So since then, you use all of that knowledge and you put it on track. And
Right.
of course, you know how the car behaves and handles after a few sessions. So
Right.
I can say that well, I was fighting for a podium in the first ever time I drove the Formula 4 Southeast Asia.
That's great. As you know, talking about your mentorship, you mentioned Mr. Akbar Ibrahim. You're
Yeah,
also being currently mentored by Naren Karthikeyan. So how does it feel? That they are probably two of the best drivers from India. So
yeah,
how does it feel for you? To be mentored and guided by such legends of Formula One or racing in India.
yeah. So I mean, it all started in the beginning. We had no idea about motorsport. So my dad approached JK Tire, Sanjay Sharma uncle, fondly
Yeah,
called as Hardy uncle, who guided us to Akbar Ibrahim uncle, who is my mentor and my coach.
yeah,
So Akbar uncle sculpted me to whatever I am today in my racing career. And
right.
yes, I did race for Naren Karthikeyan in the X1 Racing League. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
lucky enough to be under his team, and I was able to race for his team with his guidance.
Right. That's great. So how has it been there? How have they helped you? In your skills, in your preparation for Formula One or Formula Four races.
Yes, of course. Like ever since the day I've started my career, it's
Right.
them who's always. I mean, it's Akbar uncle who's always been there, who's
Right.
been there ever since I've started racing. It's through go karts, and I've raced for Akbar uncle's team, which is Miko Motorsport,
Right.
and I've progressed from there. And yeah, that's just how he guides me to every single step of my career.
Right. Right.
But
You often.
the decision is taken from our side, my family and my
Okay.
mentor, and of course the sponsors,
All right.
because it all combined together becomes the
Yeah.
decision of what I'll be racing.
Right. Right. Absolutely. There are often people who talk, that Formula racing is pretty dangerous. There is a chance of, some catastrophe taking place at this racing circuit. So every time when you step out on the track, there is danger associated. So how do you keep yourself motivated and positive? Because
I,
I know your preparation is different, but
yeah.
a lot of people talking at the back end. So how do you
I,
prepare?
I don't really think about the dangerous situations that could possibly happen or go wrong. Or like, I like to be positive and optimistic. I listen to
Right,
music and I talk to myself before getting into the car, and
right,
I find that very helpful. It calms me down.
right,
And so, I mean, I have a lot of strategies going through my mind and a lot of situations. And of course, I just try to stay calm as much as possible. And I can't really guess how the race start is going to be. And
right,
with knowing that, of course, I know what position I'm starting in. So
right,
I would have had my plans with my engineer already, and I would have spoken about how I'm planning on making
right,
myself up the ladder, or if I'm starting first, how I could, maintain the lead.
right, right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just a thing, say tomorrow you do get into Formula One, you race. Which is the constructor that you would like to race for? Which is your dream constructor and maybe why?
Red Bull Racing will be the only team that I want to race for, because ever since my childhood, because
Right,
they've always been my favorite team, and they've ever since I've started watching Formula One, they have inspired me, and to reach there one day myself and be driving for them, as they are one of the best teams in Formula One, and
yeah.
I just think
So,
Red Bull Racing is my dream team to race for.
but do you think by the time you make it, they'll have cars as fast as the Mercedes?
I think they do right now as well.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I mean, it's my favorite team, so yeah.
Yeah, I know it's good. It's good to be there. So we've heard that Christian Horner is not really a nice team principal. He's pretty, he's very finicky that way. I've read a lot of interviews. So do you think it's you're gonna like having Christian Horner as your boss?
I mean, it's a long time from now. I can't really picture that, but
Yeah,
I could picture myself being in the Formula One car with Red Bull Racing.
right. That's great. That's absolutely great. Yeah, so again, like we mentioned at the start, how racing in India is not yet established as compared to few other sports. So what,
Yeah.
in your opinion, where does motorsport stand, when you compare it to few other sports?
I think motorsport is a very well recognized sport, and
Right,
across India at this stage, and is still growing and getting more popular. And with me receiving the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar Award,
right,
and Gaurav Gill receiving the Arjuna Award, show that our sport is being recognized by the government of India, and this
right,
makes me extremely happy and proud that. Also, I mean, it makes me extremely happy and proud that our sports being, very well known to the people these days.
right,
And also racing leagues like the X1 Racing League not only create opportunities for young budding talents
right,
like me, but also they make the sport very popular and well known to everyone.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you mentioned you got the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar from the President of India.
yeah.
So how was that feeling, being there up there with a lot of other athletes, getting an award from the president? So how was that
Uh,
moment for you?
yes, I am the first one to receive the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Shakti Puraskar from
From
motorsport.
motorsport? Yeah,
Yeah, and the from the Honorable President of India for motorsport, and it was a great honor to have received it from him. This was a very special award, and to be acknowledged by the government of India, this award not only belongs to me, it
right,
belongs to all the people who have supported me, put their trust and
right,
faith in me,
right,
and especially the entire motorsport fraternity. That's how I'd like to
right.
put it across. It was
Okay,
a very special moment, and it felt majestic when I received the award from the President of India. But
right,
it was even more special to me when I heard the news that I am nominated to, be a part of this prestigious event, and I've won an award.
right,
So I'm extremely proud of this. And when we had the opportunity to meet the Honorable Prime Minister of India, the great
right.
word said by a leader was to treat this award as a first step to achieving your future goals and ambition.
Wow, that's a good way to put it. Congrats once again. We've seen a lot of pictures of you receiving awards from the president, the prime minister, the
True.
sports minister as well. So yeah, that's a great way going forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in your quest to achieve whatever greatness you have achieved till now, there's how has the support been from your sponsors? The organizations representing you. How
This,
have they aligned? How have they aligned with your you know goal of becoming the Formula One champion?
sorry, your voice was cracky. I didn't get you.
Yeah, yeah. So your sponsors and your organizations representing you have really supported you throughout. So
Yeah.
what do you have to say about that? How has their support been?
So the support from my sponsors and my oops, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah,
Just drop my phone.
no
Just put
worry,
it
no
back.
worry. Yeah,
Um, that's fine now.
yeah, yeah, that's
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. So the support from my sponsors and the organizations that have been fantastic, and they've always supported me in my racing career and have guided me to take the right steps.
Yeah,
And they've put their trust and faith in me, and have made me and have backed me for me to showcase my talent and achieve my goal. And sponsors:
right,
JK Tire, Aquaguard, Bharat Forge, Cycle Pure Agarbatti, Finolex, and Lakshya and Mukul Mother Foundation, who've been the
right,
pillar of my strength.
right, right. That's great. That's great. Yeah, sure. Just one thing for everyone to know. What, in your opinion, is you can say the career map of a motorsport athlete? Like what is the right age to begin? What would be the right age to turn pro? Things like this.
I mean, I would say you begin with go-karts, of course. At
Right,
the earliest age, that is in Europe and in India, they start at around the age of 6. And from there, you progress from go-karts to, in go-karts, there are categories where you have micro, mini, there are different various categories, junior, senior, and all of that. And there are different engines and different championships which you can take part in. And
right,
after you've, after you've won or achieved something, you can move on. I mean, if you're starting from India, you can move on to Asia, Europe, race across the world
right,
and get more experience and exposure, more podiums. And
right,
after all that, I think it's when it's the right time, around probably 13, 14, you
right.
start maybe testing Formula 4, and maybe 15 get into Form. This is all in my point of view. I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so maybe then get into Formula 4 and start racing in Formula 4.
Right,
And after that, you prove yourself worth it in Formula 4. And
right,
honestly, I believe in that. Like, without winning the championship, it's no point skipping a step and going ahead. So,
right.
and also, of course, the license points, all that matters. And so after that, you progress to Formula 3, and then there's 2 and 1. So, and that's just how you do it. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of things behind this. It's not as easy as I'm just saying it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So yeah,
that,
how difficult is it to reach, the Formula One stage, with regards to the amount of finances you need to invest, all of
yeah,
the other things, the resources that are available to you. So how
yeah.
tough is it for one to sustain?
I think it's definitely very challenging to make it up to Formula One, but of course, there's always a way. And with the right mentors and right supporters, and with talent, I guess there is no reason not to be able to make it a Formula One.
Right, right,
And there is a lot of competition to make it, but of course, it is a challenge that I'm willing to take and prove. So yeah, I'm willing to take that challenge and prove it. Regarding challenges, by that I mean not just competition. It's also finances and stuff like that.
right,
And
right,
regarding finances, it is a very expensive sport.
right,
And with the right backing and support, it is possible to race in many championships to get up there, to reach
right,
the goal. We have to make the
right,
best use of the resources, the available resources that we have,
right,
and the
right,
best we can get from it. And that's just the way to go forward, I guess. That's the
right.
right way, according to me.
Yeah, that's just a great answer. That's a great answer. One of the questions from the viewers: who has been your role model in motorsports?
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, he's just started his career and he's doing pretty well.
Yes, ever since I've seen him, I've seen him on TV, like the first race. I think even though he's so young, I think he's just the most dominant on track. Like, his aggression and everything is just so good that he's always inspired me to, and he's been a role model for me. So I would say
Yeah,
Max Verstappen. And my aunt watching this, her name's Anju Aradhya. Her
right.
husband, Rohit uncle, is a big. Both of them are a big supporter of Lewis Hamilton. So I know they're gonna call me for this later and have a chat with me. So yeah,
So I'm a supporter of Lewis Hamilton too.
yeah,
I'm waiting to see today's qualifying, which is
yeah.
in some time.
Me too. Me too. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So just to end with these questions, on a note that what's next for you. Where do you see yourself probably in the next 5 years, or where
we
would you
we
like
have.
to see yourself?
So I would not like to disclose anything as of now, because we have really
Yeah,
big
just
plans in mind. We have really big plans in mind, and I would like to announce them stage by stage.
right,
For
right,
2020, we are evaluating for now, and
right,
because of the coronavirus and the pandemic, it's being
right,
hard for me to race anywhere this year. So we're still trying to figure out a way, and we'll soon be out with a plan.
right,
So we're still in talks with my sponsors and my mentor and every single one involved, and we will surely come up
right,
with a plan for it. And we are evaluating, and yes, in the next 5 years, my main goal and my main place that I want to be in and achieve is Formula One.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great way. Another question from one of the viewers is, at this stage, how important is, psychological matters to you?
Very, very important.
So, yeah. So, we'll just, now that we are done with the questions, we're probably just
Yeah.
going to head to a fun section, which
Yeah.
hope you enjoy. It's going to be pretty fast. So we call it the rapid fire.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have to be a little rapid. You'll have to be as fast as you're in one of those race tracks. So it's going to be very short. So just be ready. So you have to choose. Okay. So in your opinion, which is who is a better driver, Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton?
Lewis Hamilton.
Okay. Naren Karthikeyan or Jehan Daruwala?
Well, I don't know what to say to that. So yeah, I don't want to
You can
get
just,
into any kind of trouble. So I mean, not trouble, just I don't want to
yeah,
be
yeah.
controversial. So I don't
It's
think I
okay.
would.
You can choose someone. You can choose someone other than these two also if you think someone is better
But
or equally
honestly,
as good as them.
honestly, I mean, Naren has reached Formula One and is already done it. But I'm rooting for Jehan because he's in Formula Two and he's always on the top and he's performing really well. And I really like look up to Jehan and
Right.
yeah, think be Jehan.
Okay. Yeah. So your favorite racing circuit?
Um, it would be the Red Bull Ring
Okay. If you had to choose one driver to race for your life, who would you choose?
for my life.
Yeah. Say you have to choose one driver. Your life is on the line. You need to choose
You,
one to
you
race
mean
for your
you
life.
mean you mean like the people I've raced against or like anyone?
Anyone, anyone.
I
Probably
would
someone
uh,
who
I would definitely want to beat Max Verstappen one day.
right, right. Okay. So if not a motorsport athlete, which other sport do you see yourself taking up professionally?
Mm, Probably swimming, cycling. Uh,
That
yeah,
that's great.
or tennis. Actually, I used to play tennis, so yeah, tennis.
That's a very good choice. It is one
Yeah.
of the best sports to play. Yeah. If so, if a movie is made on your life, which celebrity would you want to play you? Any celebrity, Bollywood, Hollywood.
Johnny Depp.
Wow, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
And your last rapid fire is you have an opportunity to take out three sports celebrities for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, one each. So, who would you take for breakfast? Who would you take for lunch? And who would you take for dinner? It can be
Okay, so
anybody from sports.
for breakfast, I would take any sport, right? So
Yeah, but you
for
can't choose Max
breakfast,
Verstappen.
yeah, okay, fine. For breakfast, I would take Mark Marquez,
Okay,
and for lunch, I would take uh, Roger Federer,
good choice.
and for dinner, I would take Maria Sharapova.
That's three wonderful choices. I'm sure you're going to have a great day.
Yeah,
So that's it, Yash. Thank you so much for taking
thank
out
you,
time and being a part of our talk show. We
thank
really
you so
wish you
much.
the best, and hopefully whatever plans you have made and you've kept, we see you very soon racing on Formula One with Max Verstappen by your side.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for all the people that are watching, and I'd like to thank SportsEd India for giving me an opportunity to be on your live. So thank you.
So thank you. See you soon. Best of luck.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.